Find yourself in a comfortable, quiet place. Find yourself in a seated position with your back supported, feet on the floor. And all I'm going to ask you to do is to think whatever thoughts you think and to allow them to flow, one thought after another. Noticing a shift from looking at your thoughts to looking from your thoughts. So I'm going to ask you to imagine that you're at a parade and there are people and floats and animals marching down the street or rolling down the street in the case of this float. And they're marching down the street in front of you, and you're watching this parade. And you are standing on the side of the street, slightly elevated, so that you can see over all the other people, watching this parade go by. And each person, each float, each animal, each car is carrying a sign. And each thought that you have is a sentence written on one of these signs, or an image, or a word written on this sign. And you may notice that you're having a hard time putting thoughts into words. Maybe these thoughts are more like images, like I mentioned. And if that applies to you, just put the image on the sign that's being carried by the people, the float, the animals, the cars of this parade. Take a moment and take 2 breaths, focusing on the inhale deep down into your belly, expanding your belly out for a count of 4. And then the inhale, the exhale, as you release the air from your body slowly, intentionally, purposefully, bringing your belly, pulling your belly button back to your spine, emptying the air from it. And again, inhaling, intentionally bringing the breath as low as possible, expanding your belly out, and then exhaling, pulling your belly button into your spine, slowly, intentionally releasing the air from your body. And I'd like you to let your thoughts go. They're going to go by on these signs, carried by these people, floats, animals, cars in this parade. And here's your task. I'd like you to simply watch the parade. Simply watch the parade go by without having it stop, and watching the parade go by without you jumping down into the parade to stop a thought or figure out a thought. You're just supposed to let it flow. And at some point, you will have a sense that the parade has stopped, or that you have lost the point of the exercise, or that you are down in the parade instead of being on this elevated sideline viewing. And when that happens, I'd like you to back up a few seconds and see if you can kind of catch what you were doing right before the parade stop. And then go ahead and put your thoughts on the signs again until the parade stops a second time, and so on. And the main thing to notice when the parade stops is for what reason did it stop, and see if you can catch what happened right before. And another thing, if the parade never gets going at all, and you start thinking it's not working, or am I doing this right? I'm not doing this right. Then let that thought be written on a sign as well, and send it along into the parade. Perhaps you notice judgments coming up about the thoughts or the parade as it's going by. Let those judgments be. Notice them for what they are, and put them on a sign too. Let them go down the parade. No need to stop the parade from going. No need to get into the parade or into a battle with one of the floats or people carrying these signs. Just letting them go. Watching, noticing what this parade looks like. Take a moment as we come to a close to notice what it was like to watch this parade. Notice if judgments came up, if they didn't. Notice what it was like to watch your thoughts go by rather than getting caught up in them or trying to fight with them. Notice the judgments that may come up about the number of times the parade stopped, or the number of times you found yourself in the parade trying to wrestle with a thought. And thank your mind for creating these opinions and letting them go. Noticing what it was like to take this objective view of your thoughts and see if you can apply that into your week. Now, as we come to a close, notice what your body feels like. Notice the room around you. And come back into the present moment in the space that you're in.